PRS approached me way back in the day and asked me if I'd like to try out one of their guitars, but I already bought one. PRS was always kind of that, when I was younger, unattainable guitars. It was always the top shelf of the guitar shop. It was too expensive. I could only afford the $900 or $800 guitar, and that's if I sold all of my gear to get it. When I finally came across, it was an insurance claim. Actually, all of our gear got stolen when we were on tour with Creed in the early days. So we each got a check for the amount of money our gear was valued for. It was the first time in my life I had enough money to buy a PRS, so I bought one, and when I got it on stage, it wasn't configured the right way. It was fine for sitting in the bedroom, but the knobs for changing the pickups and the tones were a little different than I was used to, so I didn't play it anymore. That's when PRS approached me and asked if they could send me other guitars to play, and loved them. Loved writing with them, but I couldn't perform with them. So they said, well, try this guitar, try that guitar. And finally, like, why don't we just design a guitar for you that you like? And at the time, it was just Carlos Santana and myself, and it was a big honor for me. And when you can take a company that makes such a quality product and you can form fit it to your needs, it holds all the value in the world for me, because I can get exactly what I want out of that guitar, and my signature model does everything for what I put on record when I do on stage is that guitar is perfect for me. So it's my favorite guitar in the world. I'm not just because it's my signature model. It's because it's my favorite. It really is my favorite guitar. Well, first of all, we made the American version of my guitar, and then we wanted to make an affordable version of it, or a more affordable version. And when we came out with the first SC, it got touted as the best value per dollar you could get in the world for a guitar. I saw and I had a couple of reviews that were along those lines. And then PRS got sued, and we had to take them all off the shelves. And I think it lasted, 4 years, maybe. So when the lawsuit was actually finally won and they could put the guitars back out, we did multiple versions. We've done the American standard version, we've done the American stop tail version, we've done every different finish you could think of. We've done the SC custom, the 3 levels of SCs at one point. They would just kind of go up from like a $600 guitar to a $1,200 guitar to a $1,700 guitar to a $3,400 guitar. I don't know exactly what the price was, but entry level for everyone. But they've been, I've had so many people come up to me and have me sign these guitars and tell me how much they love them, and it makes me feel good that I'm standing behind something, not just because I'm trying to sell something with my name on it. I want to get behind something that is something that if I bought when I was a young guitar player, I would love. And I think those instruments are one of the best things I could imagine playing on for that price point.
The guitars were made to his specifications originally. I don't think he's ever, second-guessed what that is. They're the perfect guitar for him. The way that he designed it with the pickups and the neck and the body and all that, it suits him perfectly. The sound, the quality, everything is just top-notch. So I think they work well together. Both him and the guitar work well together. Normally, about 6 or 7 different tunings throughout the set. That can change because they like to add new songs in every day and, switch it around to where it's not the same set list. So it could vary, but typically around 6 or 7 different tunings. He does like low action, which I typically can get a guitar set up really good for that low action because I like playing them that way myself. So it's been something that I've been used to doing for, ever since I started working on guitars. We both kind of like that same action and same feeling. The tension on the strings, all that, we're pretty similar. So I know that if I set up a guitar to a way that I think it plays nice, I can pretty much be assured that he's going to like it. And then I'll take it to him and we just do the tweaks and, have him play it. Something might need just a slight adjustment. We'll do that a couple times, and then afterwards, yeah, we're set. It's usually a pretty quick process. A lot of these guitars he's played on multiple tours, multiple albums. Speaking of important guitars, this one definitely is important. Ever since I started working with Mark, this is a guitar that Blackbird has always been played on, which, is that's the song. You know, that's definitely the one that a lot of people want to hear more than anything. So this guitar sounds amazing. One thing that we've noticed is the heavier guitars, Mark really likes the most. I refer to this as Sunburst. And as you can see on Blackbird, there's, you know, Sunburst with the tuning and all that. But yeah, this guitar it's top notch.
Sample here is going to play this next song with this beautiful PRS 120 number, in which ever wanting you gets to ride with some phrases, or he just leaves the room. He's going to hand us guitar to us into the song.
We're giving the guitars away for a lot of reasons. One is it's a great way to show people this excellent instrument and you know, just see how happy it makes somebody to win out of that big crowd of people that get chosen. You know, you see the face on the person who wins, and there's a lot of tears, a lot of happiness, a lot of joy.
Merry Christmas. Pretty awesome.
The way I choose is I walk the stage left, stage right, back and forth, and I'm looking at people, and you know, there's a lot of people climbing up on shoulders just trying to be, you know, trying to get the guitar, but I can tell the difference between somebody who's just putting on an act versus somebody who's got their eyes closed and is singing with passion, or some kid this is the best night of their life because they came with dad to see a show for the first time or something like that.
That's the thing with the guitar right there. You see it open? The guitar is yours, buddy. Yeah. It's yours, buddy.
I try to find somebody that this is going to be one of those life-changing moments. Like, I didn't play guitar until I got that guitar at that concert. You know, 20 years later, I'm a musician. You know, so hopefully, I try to pick the right person every night.
That's awesome. Congratulations. Congratulations. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, buddy. That's awesome. Right on. Yeah, he was proud. You were watching him. He was going crazy.
The MT-15 is my favorite amplifier in the world right now. It's another thing is I'm not just pushing the amp because it's my signature amp. I want somebody to buy that amp and just like me be like, this is by far the best amp I've ever played for $600. I mean, it's ridiculous how good that amp sounds for $600. You know, when I was talking with Paul, I said I want this amp to be, I want it to have a 5 before the price tag. I want it to be the most $599. So that's what's going to draw people initially to it. Then when they hear it, they're going to be blown away by it because this amp it stands against a $4,000 boutique amp. I've done the blindfold taste test with a lot of my guitar buddies, and I've plugged amps in and then plugged in the signature amp, and every single time they pick the signature amp. Little 15-watt amp. It sounds like a 40, 50-watt amp, but it's the tones are awesome. It's not just a brutal rhythm, chunky metal amp. It's also got a nice lead tone. It's also got a really great, clean channel. Everything that I need in an amp. And now we're developing the 100-watt version of it, which is just something I can play on stage because 15 watts just isn't enough to push my 2 412 cabinets, and then you play in a big room, it's just not going to do it. So that's why we're working on the MT100 now. Walking on stage every single time, it's like I think the closest thing you can relate it to is when you're in high school and you're playing on your varsity team, whatever you're playing, and you walk out to the championship match, it's that feeling every time. I played soccer all through my life, and I remember between playing soccer and being a professional musician, I missed it so much. I missed the excitement of getting on that field and playing. And I always said those are the best moments of my life. And until I felt that crowd, a room full of people there to see what we've created, that's the only time it's matched that feeling. So that's the only thing I can compare that to. You're playing the championship match and you score that goal or you shoot that hoop and you have that moment. That's kind of what it feels like when you step on stage.